The new promo coming out in EX5 allows you to play Examon in one turn from Dracomon. It is so crazy. Let's get into the deck profile. Happy New Year, guys. EX5 is around the corner, and I wanted to start with Examon just because it's only one new card that we're getting, really. Aside from that, you're kind of using the same cards. So we are doing the Baby Domon EX3. All turns, when a Digimon with Dramon or Examon in its name becomes unsuspended, this Digimon gets 1000 DP for the turn. This is good for Slayerdramon and Examon, of course, because they're able to unsuspend themselves. And this lighting is terrible. Okay, the lighting is still terrible, but we'll work with what we got. So for the babies, let's get the new Dracomon out the way. It is a promo, of course. We got proxies. Again, these are going to be box toppers in EX5. I do have a video of all the promos and box toppers that are coming in EX5. So if you guys want to check that out, go look at this after this video. So this Dracomon, what it does, it has the same ability and same inherit. So Digivolve for 0 from Baby Domon, which is good. Aside from that, Digivolve from 1, which we don't got to worry about that. Your turn, when you play Groundramon, this Digimon may Digivolve into Wingdramon in your hand for a Digivolution cost of 3, ignoring its Digivolution requirements. So if you're going to play a Groundramon and Wingdramon both have a play cost of 7. The downside of this is that you're going to be able to DNA into Examon in one turn, but you're going to have to pay 10 memory. It's a really hefty amount, but we can kind of soften the blow as far as the memory. So that's what this Dracomon does. I will show you how it will work towards the end of the video, so stick around. The next 4 is probably the best, right up there with the new Dracomon promo. This on-play Dracomon, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 green or blue card with Dramon in its name, and 1 card with Examon in its name among them to your hand. Place the rest in the bottom. So this is just for searching, and then the inherit is all turns once per turn. When one of your Digimon with Dramon or Examon in its name becomes suspended, this Digimon gets 1000 DP for the turn, which is good because then if you block with the core Dramons, then they'll get 1000 DP, and then it'll bump them to like 7000 DP, I believe. BT11 Dracomon, Digivolve 0 from Baby Domon. Same thing with the other one, I forgot to mention that. Your turn, once per turn, when you play another Digimon with Dramon in its name or Blue Flare in its trait, draw 1. And then the inherit, your turn, once per turn, when you play another Digimon with Dramon in its name or Blue Flare in its trait, gain 1 memory, which can be pretty good. So this is kind of how you can soften that blow. If you do have this as an inherit, you're going to get that memory back. And then even with Examon's effect, you play another Digimon, this could trigger, and now you're gaining a memory. So that is it for the rookies. Nothing crazy. We're going to breeze right through these because nothing really changed besides the rookie, to be honest. But it is a very fun deck now. 4 of the blocker Cordramon. That's it. Digivolve 2 if it contains Dracomon, which is why we're all doing 12 of the Dracomons. Is blocker, and then the inherit if this Digimon has Dramon or Examon in its name against blocker. Plain and simple. The next 4, it's its counterpart. Still Cordramon, but it's the blue version. This one just gives you evade. It has evade itself, which is pretty good. If you are kind of hard dropping it, then you can kind of, in a way, guarantee it doesn't die unless it gets its DP reduced or you get the Digivolve. So that's what sucks. That's the weakness of this deck, is getting your DP reduced and then getting de-Digivolved. So has evade, and then all turns if it has Dramon or Examon, it gets evade. Last but not least, 3 of the OG starter deck 8 Cordramon. This Cordramon security, meaning if it's in the security stack, at the end of the battle, play this card without paying the memory cost. This is really good because then it activates as on play, triggering draw 2. I would bump this to 4, but then I feel like I would have too many champions. Reason I would is because you want to go through your deck as quickly as you can and get all the pieces that you need in order to DNA, right? Go into Examon. And I went for a build that is very aggressive as far as draw power and just searching through the deck. Not to mention it's a free body after it gets hit in security. So now if you already have a, another level 4 there, you could Digivolve into 2 ultimates and then you could DNA in that one turn as well. The ultimates, not going to spend too much time because it's the only ones that we're going to use, right? EX3 Groundramon. Blocker. Your turn. Examon in your hand can treat this Digimon as level 6 during DNA Digivolution. End of your turn, you may DNA Digivolve this Digimon and one of your other Digimon with Dramon in its name into a Digimon card from your hand for its DNA cost. Then the Inherit gives blocker. This is very important because now this could be treated as a level 6 screen for Examon. And then the blue one does the same thing, except it's the evade version, which is pretty cool. And it digivolves from 3 from Core Dramon for both of them. So as you can see, you don't need Megas. Obviously, if you have the Wing Dramon and the Ground Dramon, now you can DNA, which is why you really need these two pieces, the Dracomon and Examon, to make it work, which I'll show you towards the end. So that's it for the level 5s. Level 6s, compared to my old deck profile that I have, I did cut them down because of the new Dracomon. You really don't need them. 3 Break Dramon, Digivolve 3 from Ground Dramon or Wing Dramon. All turns, once per turn, when this Digimon becomes suspended, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. All turns, once per turn, when one of your Digimon with Dramon or Examon in its name deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, trash the top card of the opponent's security stack. I love that effect. And then the Inherit is the same thing as its all turns, which when a Digimon with Dramon or Examon in its name deletes a Digimon, then you get to trash the top card of their security stack, which can be really good. And 3 Slayer Dramon. Sometimes I want 4, but being able to DNA without having level 6s is really good. So that's why I'm just cutting them down to 6. This one, Digivolve 3 from Wing Dramon and Ground Dramon or Ground Dramon. All turns, once per turn, when this Digimon becomes suspended, unsuspended, which is really nice. Start of your opponent's main phase. You may suspend one of your Digimon with Dramon or Examon in its name to force one of your opponent's Digimon to attack. It is important to note that you cannot choose your opponent's Digimon in which they have to attack with, so be wary of that if you don't know. And then the Inherit, it has the same effect as start of your opponent's main phase, where you're able to suspend a Digimon with Dramon or Examon in its name, force a Digimon to attack, and there you go. These in conjunction with Examon are so nasty. Love them so much. But that's it for the level 6s. The main monster of this deck is the Examon. And we're going all out with 4 copies. In my old profile, I used 3. Again, that Dracomon changes quite a bit how you play this deck, where now you really need to see Examon. And when I was playtesting and running it at 3, I was searching for this Examon. I'm like, where the hell is it? I have all my pieces. I just need the damn Examon to DNA and do some work. So I bumped it to 4. This one you DNA with the green level 6 and the blue level 6. In this case, your Slayer Dramon, Break Dramon, Wing Dramon, and Ground Dramon. When digivolving, you may place 1 green or blue Digimon card with Dramon in its name from your hand under this Digimon as its bottom sources. When DNA digivolving, you may play 1 green or blue Digimon card with Dramon in its name and 12,000 DP or less from your hand without paying the memory cost. I love this effect so much because if you end up digivolving with the level 5s, by DNAing, you're able to play the Slayer and then you can tuck Break Dramon underneath or vice versa, however you want to do it. And now here, the Slayer Dramon's effect, you can choose to suspend the Examon, which will trigger his all turns once per turn, which is when this Digimon becomes suspended, unsuspend it, and suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. This is why I like it better than the new Examon that we have, because it just does both of its when attacking or when a Digimon suspends. I forgot what it is, but it does both of them in one go. And the Slayer Dramon suspends them, he unsuspends, and now you're forcing a Digimon to attack while you suspend another one. So that's kind of how you can control what your opponent can swing with. So there we go with the level 7s. Let's get into some Tamers here. And again, searching. The best Tamer for this deck is the Davis, just because it allows you to search through your deck for top 3 cards, and then you get 1 green Digimon and 1 blue Digimon. So you're often picking up 2 pieces, which is just phenomenal. And then of course, the other thing is start of your turn, it puts you at 3. So that is why we're running 3. I'm not running at 4 because then, I mean, after you play it, it's going to be a dead card. And then if they Death X you, now you're in a tight spot. I did want to round up to 4. So I am playing 1 Davis and Ken. Starting your main phase, if you have a blue Digimon in play, gain 1 memory. If you have a green Digimon in play, gain 1 memory. Your turn. When one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with 2 or more colors, you may suspend this tamer to unsuspend this Digimon. Why am I running the Davis and Ken? Really, it's for the start of the main phase. You are able to potentially get up to 2 memory. So think about it. The new promo Dracomon is 2 colors. It's blue and green. If you have a Davis, you're at 3. With the Davis and Ken, you'll get another 2 memory, putting you at 5. And now you're going to go into Examon for only 5 as opposed to 10. That sounds so wrong. Bear with me. We're almost there. Now let's run into some option cards here. Still think we do need some removal. Megadeth is good removal. I will put up a picture of other potential cards that you could use when I'm done with the deck profile. So let's just talk about Megadeth for now. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to its owner's hand. I like it because you can suspend another Digimon, and if a Digimon that attacked is suspended and it gets hit into security, then you can kind of, suspend one and bounce the other one. What I don't like is, let's say there's a Death X on the board. You're going to Mega Death, or you're just putting it back in the hand. I mean, yeah, so it's... Mega Death is good overall, but if you want to use other ones, you definitely can. For more search power, blue memory boost, because there's actually more blue cards, and you could use green memory boost. That's another card that I have in my list. But if you don't have a green Digimon, then you can't play it. Stick with the blue memory boost because you can have the Davis in play, which will allow you to play blue memory boost, and the Digi-Eggs are blue. Blue memory boost, reveal 4 cards, add 1 blue card, place the rest in the bottom, and then after a turn after you play the card, then at any given moment you can activate the delay, which will you gain 2 memory. So again, I am trying to minimize the amount of memory I'm going to use to DNA from Draco all the way to Examon. And last but not least, sometimes I need an extra turn and I just need 1 more card, and that extra turn, if I have that extra turn, then I win. So Ice Wall. All of your opponent's Digimon gain when attacking, lose 2 memory until the end of the next turn. Which is good because I know it's at 1, but it's still such a powerful card. Not to mention you can leave them at 1. And again, your Digimon are going to be blockers, so they'll have to get over the blocker, meaning they would have to attack twice, they would lose 4 memory. And then the security effect is gain 2 memory. Now before we get into the main combo of this deck with the Dracomon DNAing into Examon in 1 turn, let me show you a picture of potential cards you could use in this deck profile as well. And bam, here we go. Not going to spend too much time on it. You could pause the video and look at them yourself. Let me show you guys an ideal hand that you would want. And really, this is in any order, but as long as you have a card or cards to really just search, you're good. These don't matter, but if you have a rookie and then you have cards that you can start searching with, you're good. That's all you really need. Even if you end up having to drop a Cordramon, after you play the Davis at 3, you drop the Cordramon, you will leave your opponent at 3, but you get to draw 2 cards and now you have a body on board. So this is the main thing you're going to want to do with this deck. You got your Dracomon, the promo one, start of your turn, there you go to 3, right? Move up the Dracomon, now it's start of your main phase, you gain 2 memory because you have a blue and green Digimon in play. You'll go to 5. Now if you have a blue memory boost, I would use it, or if you have 2, don't matter. Now use the blue memory boost, gain another 2 memory, you're at 7. And now you play a Groundramon for 7, go to 0, right? And now his effect activates where when you play a Groundramon, you're able to digivolve this Digimon into a Wingdramon for reduced costs for 3. So now you're going to leave your opponent at 3. Now when you do that, their end of turns kick in, and you are able to go into Examon. And now there you go. And now you trigger the when Digivolving effect. Me personally, I love to tuck in Breakdramon underneath. And now we have Slayer here. Or if you're worried about the Slayer Dramon dying because he doesn't have evade, you can do it the other way. Now there you go. And now it's your opponent's start of their turn. Use Slayer Dramon's effect. We'll tap Examon, his own effect unsuspends. You suspend the Digimon and you force the other one to attack, or you force that one to attack. But you gotta be wary because then this one will suspend it. So if they only have one, just do the Slayer because you'll unsuspend anyway. Swing, bam, now you block. Breakadramon kicks in, trash a card from their security stack. And hopefully, and usually that kind of helps because now they kind of need to build back up. And they're at 3. So it's actually pretty nuts. There you have it, guys. I'm going to be doing more EX5 deck profiles, so make sure you are subscribed. And I'll see you guys there.